a specific person, go ahead and call that out. If it's for both, go ahead and say that too. So what questions do we have?
Not all at once. Come on, guys. We're just like them.
Thinks of a question. I'll just mention, my daughter is actually at Lifelong currently, and it's been very helpful in the behavioral health. I think my experience is that she does have some disabilities, and so I think that the therapy there with the behavioral health, I think that they kind of just attract like people that are naturally better with people that also have, just like the dual diagnosis. So that's been very helpful because, when you have multiple things going on, sometimes it's hard to know where to start. And so she's been able to get twice a week therapy services there, which, once a week just often when people are really depleted isn't really enough. And often, like, when you're just going to a therapist, that's about as much as you can get.
Thank you for saying that, Andy. One of the cool things about the therapy is they really try to meet people where they are. They go out to them. They walk. They'll walk with a client. They really can tailor it to the needs of the individual, and do have that specialty with people with disabilities, so they can work with anyone.
And I also have a friend, so it's not me. We don't have questions yet. So one of my friends has an autistic son that's at the baby pool, and I know that it's just he's a great dad, single parent, but that's a lot. Even with help, it's a lot. And I think that he is nonverbal, and so just having that resource allows him to just still be a person. Because I think in both of these situations, and I don't know who here has had severe mental health or disabilities in their life, but you're not just changing the life of the person that they're helping. And this is like us, but the other lives are also important. And a family that has these sort of things, the brother, the sister, the mom, the dad, even extended family can all be profoundly impacted if there is.
Thank you for saying that. I recently learned that in McLean County alone, the children aged 6 to 17 last year, there were 900 suicide attempts among that population, and over 3,000 behavioral health emergencies. And these, like you say, these emergencies are not just impacting that person, it's the entire family unit and spilling over. So the earlier we can intervene and prevent some of those, the better for everybody, and including the schools, and including the whole community. So
I know both Lifelong Access and the Baby Fold, both of our programs are changing that entire family dynamic. I'm sure Lifelong's had this, and at the Baby Fold, when families finally make it to here's this community resource, sometimes they're at their wits' end. They've spent countless meetings after meetings with the public school, and they're like, I don't know what to do. And I don't know any worse feeling than being a parent and not knowing how to help your child. I just want to help my daughter. I just want to help my child. And that's what we are blessed to be able to do with the support of our community. I know one example at the Baby Fold, giving a nonverbal child the gift of a voice is life-changing. Because when that mom finally hears for the very first time, I love you on a communication device, it changes everything. It's changing that entire family dynamic.
I just want to say, I don't think our lack of questions has anything to do with lack of engagement or lack of caring. You both did such a great job of getting everything out that I didn't have any follow-up questions. The one thing I wanted to point out was that communication board with the colors and the shapes, and I'm blown away by that. That's not something that I would ever come across or experience in my life without hearing about it from you. So that's just something that really stuck out to me.
Yeah, both our agencies have a lot of the sensory equipment,
Absolutely.
a lot of sensory tools, sensory boards, sensory rooms. We have whole rooms of sensory tools, and they're something that a lot, if you don't have a child or a friend with these needs, it might look strange to you. You might see it almost looks like an aquarium that's just a big bubbler. It just bubbles all the time. Or, and you think, what does that do? But I think Sam did a great job explaining the sensory issues, turning the music down when the rain comes, trying to calm the nervous system and calm the senses. And so there are so many great tools to do that and to provide the sensory input that a child needs. Some of them need a lot of sensory input, and other children and adults need less sensory input, and so meeting those needs as well. And that's one of the examples of the water. It's a sensory experience that autistic children often are drawn to. It provides a lot of sensory input, and so thus the attraction to water.
I have a question, and this is geared more towards you because I already know this answer for you guys. And I apologize if you already mentioned this, but what is the age range that you guys are working with, like as far as the kids or adults?
Absolutely. So at the Baby Fold in general, with our scope of programming, we are serving pre-birth pregnant mothers before that baby's even born, up to into their teenage years. And then a lot of the times we go to our friends at Lifelong Access and we hand off. That's one thing too. I don't think we are competitors by any means. We work together, we collaborate together. We love Lifelong Access and our other charities in our community. There is no lack of need. So the fact that we have so many countless charities in need right here in Bloomington Normal is amazing, and we work with each other regularly. For Hammett Schools specifically, Hammett Schools serves children from kindergarten age up to age 21. If a child's on the autism spectrum, then instead of like 18 or so, that child can be up to age 21 at Hammett Schools. And at both of our campuses, at Willow as well as on our Oglesby Drive campus, we have both populations. So sneak peek, there formerly was an elementary school and then a junior senior high school, but we reworked that so now both campuses serves all populations. Whether you're in kindergarten or whether you're an older child, we're building these classrooms around their social cues, who can get along and play well together to meet those needs that way. Yeah.
We're also open for tours too, so if you want a little bit more of an inside, Sam or myself are more than welcome to schedule a time with you.
Always.
We can give you can't bring you to Oglesby right here, but we're happy to do that tour.
Any other questions?
Do you both have an Amazon wish list?
We do Christmas wish list through Amazon wish list. So I like to make sure my children, I know specifically what they need. So the most popular time that we're using Amazon wish list is through Christmas wish list, because I have one kiddo right now who is obsessed with Spider-Man. So he wants Spider-Man activities, whereas I have another child who's on the spectrum. And for this child, we are including links to the specific sensory items that that child needs. Because for example, it may be an oral sensory need versus more of a fidget item. So that's how we use Amazon wish list.
Not specifically for the charity itself.
Not for the entire charity. We like to narrow it down for the specific child instead.
That is a great question. I don't know the answer. I will have to get back to you on that. I am too new to know whether we do an Amazon wish list at the holidays. I do know we bring special meals to all our adult homes, for example, and gifts to. And I don't know if those are someone adopts that particular home, as a whole and provides, or if we put it out individually as, so I will find out. Thank you for asking.
I'm sure we can both send you links on Amazon though for items that would be really helpful for both of our programs. So lots of items on Amazon that can be beneficial for both programs.